Okay, maybe I'll start with this. Patiently waiting in absolute stillness, safely held in the love of the divine, allow the key to come forward in its own time. Is there a sense of wanting to be somewhere else? Let that go and look and see all that is around you. This is the time to gather yourself for the journey ahead as yet unrevealed. For the journey ahead as yet unrevealed. Awareness, number 10, which could be reduced to a 1. 1 plus 0, so it's a 1. So that would be a new beginning or just a fresh outlook on things, because it says awareness right above it. So I'll come back to this card later. So it feels like this reading is talking a lot about decisions, and it's interesting that this says where was it? No, it wasn't this card. It was this card. Yeah, just like allowing stillness, patiently waiting in absolute stillness. And then I have stillness is the key to success. That was underneath the deck. And then this whole reading seems to be, first of all, polarized opposites, which is usually how I do it. I don't know if they're opposites, but they're kind of two different approaches. And then we have decisions in 3 different places. So it's indecision, kind of 2 of Swords, not really seeing the path clearly, not knowing, feeling undecided. This is my classic kind of Libra card, because Libra is all about the scales. So you're weighing out your options. You're trying to come at it from a balanced perspective. And then the 2 of Coins is basically juggling 2 options. Trying to see if you can do both things, or trying to see how to balance these 2 things out together. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're choosing. It could just be that you're trying to come about a certain situation in 2 ways. And then we have the Lovers, and the Lovers is traditionally about choices. It's kind of coming at a really important juncture in your life where you have to make a decision, a big decision that changes the course of the rest of your life, maybe the course of other people's lives as well. But the Lovers is also about, love, soulmates, partnership. It can be a little bit like overloaded to put that in there, because firstly, it's just a general reading, but also everyone has their own perspective on love and soulmates and things like that. So I don't want to touch on that too much, but it's just kind of an interesting perspective. If we're talking about love, I could take this in a different direction completely. Come back to these in a minute. So we're really at a situation here where there's 2 beginnings. One could be more practical, and one is more passionate. The passionate one has to do with fun, but it's also about being recognized for something that you do well, or just having people who support you, who adore you, who celebrate you for what you really are. And this could be in love. If it's in love, the Ace of Wands is like a very passionate, like physically passionate card. And then the Sun would be someone that sees you for who you are and celebrates all the good in you. And then the Ace of Pentacles would be a more practical option. It does say wealth underneath. So Pentacles generally talk about money, but it doesn't necessarily have to be money. It's making decisions in a more practical way, in a more grounded, reality-based way. So this might be igniting you and turning you on, but this is kind of the right thing to do, I guess. Or, in your mind, it's the right thing to do because it's practical and methodical. And what that leads to is the Empress. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it leads to these things. It could just be that this is the way that you're thinking about it. So if you are embodying the energy of the Empress, The Empress is very much connected to the earth. It's connected to Venus. So Venus is Libra and Taurus. Those are the two signs, and it's all about beautifying things, as well as seeing everything from a beautiful perspective, wanting to create beautiful work, beautiful art. And I didn't mention before, the sun is Leo, right? Leo is about being recognized for what you've done. So if we're combining the energies, because they don't necessarily have to be going against each other. Also, the Empress is fertility and pregnancy and motherhood. So, you know, if we're talking about love, this could be someone that you're already with in a partnership, and this could be someone exciting, new. There's a lot of different ways to look at this reading, but what was the other option? I just forgot what I was saying. If we're combining the options and not necessarily, if it's not necessarily a decision, but it's like two approaches that you can come about at the same thing, it could be that one part of you has to be practical in this scenario. So if you're an artist, maybe there's a business aspect of it that you have to take care of. And when you're taking care of the business aspect, you are the Empress, right? And you're trying to grow, you're trying to build, you're trying to network, you're trying to create more and more artwork that you can display. But then when you are creating it, you are in the energy of the wands. The wands is about passion and creativity and excitement and it's a childlike energy. And the sun being connected with Leo is the 5th house. So the 5th house is all about creativity and love and romance. So there's a lot of that going on here. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're deciding between two things, even though that's clearly stated with the 2 of Swords, but we also have the 2 of Coins, which is juggling two things. So you might be deciding to combine them, and I'm not really sure what this is for you, if it applies to you, but which one? When I honor my feelings, I find my power in powerless situations. It's also interesting that underneath the deck we have the Queen of Swords. So this is really a mind-based approach to looking at a problem or to looking at a situation. You're wanting to solve things with logic, with reason. I make time to recharge my batteries. The world needs my energetic light. I mean, I would say that you need your own energetic light, but sure, the world needs it too. So if you're dealing with a situation that's hard for you to understand or get through, it's important that you recharge your batteries. It's also important that you honor your feelings. And maybe through your feelings, right, through the heart, this card is called Open Heart. So connecting with your heart chakra, maybe doing some healing work on your heart chakra is going to help you find a way forward. We have one more card left. Oh, I love this card so much. Strength can be found in softness, letting go of the need to be right to win at all costs. End your fight and stand strong in your own being, but not at the cost of others. Ground yourself deeply with Mother Earth and allow all that you are to be present now. Awareness, number 27. 7 plus 2 would be 9. 9 is like that journey that you're on. It's a very spiritual journey. So it's also a completion of a cycle. Yeah, so it was interesting. It said, ground yourself with Mother Earth, and we have the Empress, which you could say is Mother Earth. So you can come at it from a grounded perspective. If your decision is going to affect others, right, try not to win at all costs. Try to be strong from a place of peace. I just saw that word, from a place of peace. So you're coming at the decision with peace. You're coming at the decision with stillness. You're coming at the decision with honoring your feelings. You're coming at it from an open heart. You are recharging your batteries and connecting with your own light. And when you're full, when you're complete, when you're in serenity, there's less urgency, and then you can solve things in a better way. And it's really interesting because the last collective reading I did was talking about a lighthearted approach, and it was talking a lot about laughter. That's kind of the passage that I opened up with. So maybe there's something here about a continuation of that message. This isn't really talking about levity and laughter, but it's about stillness and the power of coming at things from a place of peace.